One of the new accessories for the Gear Vault is the Gear Vault outside table. And so this guy basically just folds up into place. This is still a prototype. We'll probably update this video after the new version is out, but it's a fold down table. And this combined with our new side light is probably my favorite new space on the camper to organize gear and to prep gear. We do have another option for a fold down table on the inside, which is great to use as kind of a nightstand table, or if you're trying to cook a meal outside of the elements on the inside of the camper, it is quite nice. This is the side window that's available on either driver or passenger side of the camper. And this is a great option if you want visibility out, if you want to try to check your blind spot, or if you want to get ventilation specifically for dogs on the inside. This has been a huge request and is now available on the V2 camper. And honestly, a big reason of why we redesigned our latches to make room for this. So there is a lock on the inside. So if you want to keep this thing locked, you can lock it like so, unlock it, open it up fully. There is a mesh section here that is removable. So if you want to run it where your dog can stick his head out of the window, you can totally do that. You can put this back in. It's kind of a pain. It's meant to be just removed once or just leave it in there depending on what you're looking for. You can use these in conjunction with one of our side door MOLLE panels. So if you open this up and you want to run it that way and still have some security, you could put one of the MOLLE panels in front of the opening and people won't be able to get inside of your camper. One thing to understand about the side window is that this is designed to drain. So any water that gets in through the seals of the side window can egress through these bottom holes here. These top holes will be filled on our production model so water doesn't ingress from there. If you do have this where it's sitting in rain and you open up your side door, it is not designed for that kind of use. What you might see is if there is any water in the channel that has made its way down and you open up your side door, there's a potential that it could leak out from inside of here. That is not a defect of the product. It's not an issue. It's literally just how these windows are made. They're really designed for a stationary panel inside of a canopy. That's basically who we're buying these from, is a canopy manufacturer, not a door that opens. So just keep that in mind. If you guys get this, understand how it's intended to be used. Let's talk about some of the constraints of what accessories you can have with the side window. So I have on my build a diesel heater port and a side window that is only available on trucks 5.5 feet and longer, not available on any of the 5-foot trucks like a Tacoma. That's just due to the shorter bed length. You also cannot put a side window in front of a Gear Vault. That's because there's not enough clearance between the Gear Vault and the window, especially if you have the Gear Vault folding table, that will clash. So the way I have mine set up is kind of what I recommend for people. We have Gear Vault on one side, and then you have your side window and your side door MOLLE panels and your diesel heater port on the other. Unless you have a shorter bed, then you'll need to run your diesel heater port on the opposite side. So hope that helps clarify some of the limitations of fitting all these accessories on a door panel. If you do have any questions about that, please reach out to us. Our propane tank mount is a great way to keep propane handy for cooking or for using a propane fireplace. We're using the Ignic 10-pound cylinders, and then we're also using a roller cam strap to hold these in place. The roller cam strap will come with this. This basically just bolts into your uprights here. It can work on either side, so depending if you have goose box on one side, you can have your propane tank mount on the other and just have a handy way to cook at camp. This is a really fun new accessory. It is MaxTrax mounts for our high load bars. These are retrofittable to our V1 load bars. Those haven't changed at all between V1 and V2. This is actually a customer's idea. He came in during his install, sat down with me for 5 minutes and kind of pitched this idea. He said, I don't really have a place to put my MaxTrax. Whenever I'm out adventuring, I don't have them because I don't really have a spot for them. And so his idea was to try to recess them beneath the height of the load bars themselves so that you could still put stuff on top and it doesn't actually take up space or carrying capacity on your load bars. So great option if you want to make sure that you have your max tracks and a way to self-recover at any time when you're out adventuring. These are our side door MOLLE panels. These mount directly to your side door into the T-slots, and they're a great option for mounting gear up and off your floor. These are our new stash bags. These are still technically in development. We'll have them out shortly, but the super cool thing about them is that you can open them up from the bottom if your door is open like this, or if your door is closed, there's another zipper on the top. So you can really use them in creative ways depending on the state of your door. Other cool thing about our MOLLE panels is that you can actually mount max tracks to them. When you buy these side door MOLLE panels, we'll actually give you an upgraded heavy duty set of gas struts to be able to lift more weight depending on what you're actually putting on the MOLLE panels themselves. You can mount up to 2 of them on your door. When you're using them in conjunction with your side window, it may be easier to use your side window if you only have one of these on here, because if I try to open this up, it's a little bit harder, but this is actually a great way to get airflow and still have security with your side door MOLLE panel over the window opening. Another new accessory we have that we're pretty stoked about are chase lights. Chase lights come in the front and the rear in an amber color. It's great. You can use the app to turn them on and off. There's kind of 2 purposes for chase lights. Number 1 is that these things just look awesome. I actually just leave them on sometimes because it looks awesome with the amber running lights for the Raptor. But really, chase lights are intended for convoys. So if you go out and adventure with your friends, if you've ever been in a dusty environment, it's actually really hard to tell if your friends are coming up behind you. And so typically you'll stop, you'll wait for them. They'll catch up with you because they were waiting way back there because of the dust. And you don't have to do this if you have chase lights. You can tell where your friends are in dust without having to wait up for them. It's super cool. There is a smoked black cover that if you don't buy the chase lights, that will still come on your camper. But if you get the chase lights, they're all pre-wired, wire up the juice box, and make your truck look cool and keep track of your buddies.